Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. This time around, I'm going to be showing you how to make a banner for your Discord community. These examples I have right here are from official communities, and I'm going to try to match your style here. So what you might not know is that banners are a boost-only feature, and you can unlock them by getting 10 boosts for your community, or that's translated to tier 2 of the whole boosting feature. So the style we're going to make, as I just mentioned, is this one where you just have a logo, a plain backgrounds, and then little icons across the back. So I'm going to be doing this style. This is essentially the same thing. It involves more complex shapes, such as this Sega Genesis right there, this Nintendo GameCube, that sort of thing is kind of spaced out in a way. I mean, once you get the initial pattern down, you can just copy paste all the way across. See, this is lines up there, just all copy pasted. But this design is a bit more complicated, and I couldn't exactly find the kind of images I was looking for to get this down. So I'm going to be showing this one, and of course you can always apply it to this style if you really wanted to. Before I start, I just wanted to point out how interesting it was that Discord made such low quality banners for their official communities. I mean, this is one corner, this whole thing itself is blurry. I mean, it looks fine when put in practice, but I just find it amusing that they're the ones who made Discord, yet the banners they made aren't exactly the highest quality. Even the size, let me go to canvas size so you can see that. It's tiny compared to what we're going to be doing. I mean, ours isn't a whole lot larger, but it really does make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the tutorial. I'm going to make a new file, 960 by 540. Hit create. So I have a couple colors I can flip around to. It doesn't matter if the background color doesn't work because we can easily change it. And it's not really going to affect anything except the overall look of the image. So I'm going to start with blue. It's more of a teal, cyan, not cyan, cyan's too bright. It's more of a tealish color, I guess. And we'll name this backgrounds, and just for the heck of it, I'm going to give it blue just to match. This is the logo we're going to be using, Pokemon, and I will resize that. Obviously, you want your logo to be large, but I don't want it to be overbearing because it'll ruin the overall aesthetic of things. I put a little off center, just like that. Logo, and I will make this orange. And right between these two, we're going to want to put our backgrounds. And obviously, we're going to use Pokeballs because that's one of the defining things of Pokemon. You see a Pokeball, you know it's Pokemon. I think that size is fine. Might even go a teeny bit smaller. I'm going to overlay that real quick. And that's already pretty good. But I might drop just a bit more down to 75. And we can always readjust it pretty easily if we don't like how that turns out. So the way I'm going to space this out is I'm going to, hold up. There we go. I'm going to make one quick copy, actually. Make sure you group this first so you have it all in one spot. Because you're going to make me tons of copies. You don't want them to be all over the place. I'm going to name this Pokeballs. Just name it to the background shapes. I'm going to name this Pokeball. There we go. So now all the copies are going to have the name Pokeball in it. So I want it to be spaced out in a nice, even fashion. So I want to put this right in between. Don't want like that. I want it a bit off like that. I'm going to go like this. So that's touching, and we want it a bit off like that. Awesome. Now that we have that, we can start making all of our other copies. And Photoshop should tell us once we're evenly spaced, which is perfect. There we go. Last one. Perfect. Now our next one that should be made down here. Same thing, and once we get this down, you know what we can do? We can do our copy paste all the way down to make everything very nice and simple. There we go. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy that down. I was thinking maybe I add one to the edge, but you're not even gonna see it, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Looks right. That looks right. And now we have the Pokeballs in the background. Now I think those are a bit too visual, so I might even drop it. And you might even want to make the size smaller if you're doing the same example I'm doing. Let's see. Bring it down to 60, 50, or 40? 30? I kind of like 30. I think this background works. It's just this logo looks really awkward. I want to play around with that. That's a general premise for making this style. It's very simple. I probably should make these even smaller. Look at the example. Yeah, maybe a bit smaller. I guess I can try it out real quick and see how it shows up. Let me grab that. Save that real quick. Name this to splash test. Let me just grab the other one just so I have a backup I can save right to. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not it. It's a splash screen. I need the banner. You don't have to watch this last step. This is just me applying it and seeing how it looks. That's not it either. It's an old style. Where did I save it to? There it is. I'm just going to shade this real quick just so I can quickly grab it. And replace it because obviously I don't want to keep that Pokemon one as my server banner. Let's see, let's hide that and then bring this over. Let's see, so we're going to go to server settings and we're going to replace this banner with the Pokemon one. As you can see, it looks pretty good. I'd probably play around with that more, but the Pokeballs look fine and it looks like it's working out pretty well. Nobody's commenting on it. That's fine. But yeah, it actually turned out better than expected. I think the Pokeballs are actually the right size. Again, I messed around with the logo because the logo doesn't look that great. But yeah, that's a general premise of it. Let me switch that back before somebody complains. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this tutorial. I have more in the future. I'll make a more complicated version of this one. As you can see, this one has tons of steps to it. I probably won't make one exactly like this because it's the one that I'm using for my community, but I'll make one that's more complicated that you can try it for your own. I probably won't include this. I guess I can include it because it's not really complicated. It's just two different images plus a background color, but you get, oh, I never showed you the color, did I? This is the color. I mean, you can always play around with the color if you don't like it and do something else, but yep. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. See ya.